How goes it, everyone? I am the world famous Fat Kid, and today we're doing it a little different. I think we're just going to mash them both together, do the recap and the picks all at the same time. Gonna kind of hurry through this again because it's been busy. It's been busy, and it's kind of late, and I need to get to bed before work. So, with that being said, let's move on to last week. Big old 12-3. I'm happy about it. 89-49 overall so far. As long as I did my math correctly, we're right. We're 89-49. I'll have to double check that after this video. But yeah, with that being said, let's build on the success. Can this be 14-0? Seeing as we only have 14 games this week. Let's see here. Cleveland Browns, Green Bay Packers, Las Vegas Raiders, they need it, and the Seattle Seahawks, all on a bye week. Okay? So, here we go. Thursday Night Football, Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Bengals beating up on the Raiders. No big surprise there. And Baltimore beating up on Denver. So both AFC North teams beating up on an AFC West team. This is going to be a down and dirty game. I'm taking Baltimore. Cincinnati's not where they need to be / should be. Baltimore's starting to hit a stride. They just traded for Deontay Johnson from Carolina. Was it Deontay? Whatever. They got some guy from Carolina. How about I just go with that? Not like it's going to be that big of a deal. Anyway, Baltimore wins. Then we move on to the game in Germany that nobody wants. The New Jersey Giants and the Carolina Panthers. Giants, yeah, losing a close game to Washington. They were only a little bit behind, 26-22, I believe was the score. They played a lot better than I thought they would. They still suck. Carolina actually getting the win against New Orleans. And I had originally picked Carolina against New Orleans and then talked myself out of it. Carolina, close, 23-22, I believe was the score. I don't know what's going on with New Orleans, but slightly upsetting. Oh well, it is what it is on that front. But I'm going to go with Carolina over in Germany. It's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be a gross game. It's going to suck. But I think Carolina's going to suck just a little bit less. Just a little bit. Okay, then moving on to the New England Patriots taking on the Chicago Bears. And, I mean, Patriots losing to Tennessee in overtime. Losing to Tennessee in overtime. That's not good. Tennessee sucks. New England sucks. I mean, 20-17 was the final score. New England had opportunities, but yeah, they're trash. Then let's see here. Chicago. Chicago got outplayed by Arizona. Caleb Williams kind of peaks and valleys. Seems to be in a valley right now. But I feel like this could be the game that pulls him out. Back up on an upward trend. New England's got a pretty good defense. May or not. Nah, that was terrible. May be streaky, but I don't know if he's going to be good enough to beat the Bears defense. although they've been, this is a bad game to guess because they're both very similar teams. But I'm gonna go with the Bears. I think they. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm just gonna pick the Bears. I really don't have an answer for that one. Then, moving on to the Buffalo Bills taking on the Indianapolis Colts, and the Bills getting a very close win against their division rivals, the Dolphins. Another late game field goal. I believe that was also 20-17. Scrappy divisional game. I can't fault Buffalo too much. They got the win, right? Whereas Indianapolis, oh, that's right, took on Minnesota Sunday Night Football, and it was close for a while, but Flacco just couldn't do it. Yeah, I'm going Buffalo. There's no real surprise there. Indianapolis doesn't really know who they are right now. Anthony Richardson benched due to lack of effort. Although I think Flacco gave him the better opportunity to win anyway. Let Richardson, sit behind Flacco, who's been to the playoffs a couple times, won a Super Bowl, had a historic run in the playoffs. He could learn a thing or two. But I'm taking Buffalo this Sunday. Then, Minnesota Vikings taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we just mentioned Minnesota taking on Indy and getting the victory after their 2-game slide. Taking on a Jacksonville team that it played close against Philly. 26-22. No, that was the... Whatever. It doesn't matter. It was a close game. They kind of let it get away, and then they fought back, but they fell short. I don't see it going Jacksonville's way. I'm taking Minnesota. Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson. No. It's done. Their defense is not good enough to hang. Then we go to an AFC West matchup. Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Broncos getting shellacked by the Ravens. Although they did have a really cool play. Bo Nix, it was essentially Philly special. And Bo Nix made a very good contested catch at the goal line and fell into the end zone for I believe their first touchdown. But it was all Baltimore after that. Taking on a Kansas City team who's doing just enough, especially late game, to get the wins. They're undefeated still after beating Tampa Bay in a very close game. Tampa Bay made a run for it, but Kansas City in overtime got the coin toss and, marched down the field, punched it in with Kareem Hunt, and bingo boongo, there's your undefeated season still. I don't see Denver doing much in this game. Kansas City has, I believe, the top defense right now. Even with the offense struggling, they are finding ways. All-time legendary head coach, Andy Reid. And then you got Kermit and the worst Kelsey brother. They're going to do things. They're going to succeed. And they're going to slip up. They're not going to have an undefeated season. They're going to slip up a game or two. But this isn't one of them. The Kansas City beats Denver. Kansas City taking the Chiefs. Anyway, next, moving on to an NFC South matchup. Atlanta Falcons taking on the New Orleans Saints. Falcons beating Dallas and making it look relatively easy. It was close for a little bit, but Atlanta really never was in jeopardy. They controlled the game for the most part. Cousins just sitting calm, cool, collected in the pocket. He did throw an interception, but Bijan Robinson, Algier running the ball hard too. And then you go the opposite side, the New Orleans Saints just losing to Carolina, having the season that they've had. They just fired Dennis Allen. They just got rid of Lattimore. Yeah. Yeah, there's been some trades, seeing as the deadline was recent, and I may have skipped over some of them, but like to me that was the biggest one. Uh, oh, I did mention Carolina, whatever. Marshawn Lattimore going to Washington, which we'll get to that here shortly, but yeah, I'm taking Atlanta. New Orleans can't stay healthy. Their defense is not where it was last year. Carr's bad. Kamara is the only bright spot, and he can't do it all. He can try, but he's not going to succeed. Next, moving on to the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs are hurt. That's the best I got. San Francisco coming off of a bye. There's talk of McCaffrey coming back. Got to check the reports on that because he was supposed to practice Monday, see how he felt. If he comes back, that's a huge bonus for the San Francisco 49ers. Whereas Tampa Bay, they're injured. They played a really tight game against Kansas City. They let it get away, and then they fought back. Actually, no. They took the lead. They were leading early in the game, and then second half, Kansas City does what Kansas City does. There's a talk of the touchdown that put them within one. Do you go for two to try to win it in regulation, or do you kick the field goal or the extra point, go to overtime? People are criticizing Bowles, saying, oh, should have gone for two. But he would have gone for two. They failed. Then what? People are going, oh, should have kicked it and gone to... So kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. I think he handled it well. The only problem is the defense was gassed. They couldn't... they could not keep up. And I think that's going to be the case. San Francisco is going to win this game. Tampa Bay is just too hurt. San Francisco's starting to get healthy. And I know it's at home, Tampa Bay, but I see the Niners getting the win. Then moving on to what I think could be one of the two games of the week. Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Washington Commanders. Pittsburgh coming off of bye week. Who did they pick up? I don't care. They got somebody or gave up somebody or whatever. Pittsburgh, you're not on my radar. Honestly, you're overachieving for what I thought, but you won't be there come playoff time. Like, you'll be in the playoffs, but talking in circles. Washington Commanders coming off of a close divisional win against the New Jersey Giants. Jaden Daniels looking pretty good. I've already said that. As long as nothing really bad happens, I think he's got Rookie of the Year. They just picked up Marshawn Lattimore, like I mentioned earlier, from the Saints. That's going to help that defense greatly. So I'm going to go with Washington here. I'm going to go with the Commanders to beat Pittsburgh. It's going to be probably a knockout, drag-out fight. It's probably going to be low scoring. 1-17 will win. I hope it's Daniels because I see good things for that kid. Yeah, I can say that. Shut up. Then we move on to the Tennessee Titans taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Tennessee, hey, got a win against New England. Wasn't pretty, but doesn't have to be, right? A win's a win. Then you got the Los Angeles Chargers, who took care of business against Cleveland. Jameis Winston, not the answer for Cleveland, but who cares? They're lost. They're done. Doesn't matter. Anyway, taking the Chargers. Better run game, better defense. Although Tennessee's strength is their defense. We've talked about it ad nauseum. But Chargers are better. That's who it is. Pittsburgh got Mike Williams from the Jets. That's who it was. Chargers, I thought, got somebody too, but sorry, sidetrack. I popped into my brain. Chargers get the win. Then we move on to the New Jersey Jets taking on the Arizona Cardinals, which it's a make or break game, honestly. If the Jets want to make the playoffs, they have to win this. They are coming off of a big win against Houston on Thursday night. Big win. Like, they controlled the game, and then they put it out of reach late. Houston struggled against them. But Arizona, coming off of a win against Chicago, they're playing well. They're in the hunt for the division. I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals. I just think they're playing better right now. The Jets still have to figure out how they're going to do this. Yeah, they have the weapons. They have the defense. Can they put it all together? They did last week. Let's see if they can string two together. I'm still going with the Cardinals. Bam. Then we move on to the NFC East. Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Philly getting a win against Jacksonville, which a lot of teams are beating Jacksonville, but it was a lot closer than I expected. Barkley playing well. Hurts, meh. He's not as elite as he needs to be, but he's playing all right. Dallas coming off of a loss to Atlanta, and they've looked bad. Dak is now on the IR. I believe I saw Diggs is on the IR. Yeah, I'm taking Philly. Dallas is just bruised, battered, beaten, and broken, and they suck anyway. I think Lamb got banged up last week. I don't know if he's questionable or not. I don't think it matters. Cooper Rush, yeah, 5-2 or whatever it is, winning record when he comes in as the starter or when he is the starter. I don't see that really mattering. It's Philly. Then we move on to Sunday Night Football. Second option of game of the week. Detroit Lions taking on the Houston Texans. Detroit getting Zadarius Smith from the Browns. So they've been looking to replace Hutchinson since the injury. They got their guy. He's going to have most of the week to get into the playbook. I'm pretty sure they'll simplify it. Hands down, get them. Right. Detroit playing well. If I did a power rankings, which I absolutely hate power rankings, Detroit would be number one. Yeah, argue with me because the Chiefs are undefeated, but they've won some fluky games and they've played like ass. Detroit has dominated almost everybody. That one loss, can I find it quickly? Probably not. Detroit, Dallas. Was it? No, it wasn't Green Bay. Okay, that's... You know what? Now you gotta wait. I couldn't find it quickly. Now you gotta wait. Who did Detroit lose to? It was somebody goofy, wasn't it? Nope. Not Seattle. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. Was it early in the year? Was it? Nope. They beat the Rams. All right. Well, they lost to Tampa Bay week 2. Yeah. Detroit's dominating. Then we move on with Houston, who just lost to the Jets. Their third win of the year. Jets. Oh, boy. How? That team is too talented. Granted, Diggs is out for the year. Nico Collins is hurt. Could be coming back. I like Houston, but I'm going with Detroit. I think Detroit is the best team in football right now. Sue me. Then we finish the week with the Monday Night Football game. Miami Dolphins taking on the Los Angeles Rams. And the Dolphins losing a close one to Buffalo. In Buffalo. Taking on the Rams, who handled Seattle pretty well. Puka got ejected for throwing a punch, but they still didn't need him because Kupp and Kyron were just handling business. Stafford doing what he does. I'm taking the Rams. The Rams are getting hot. They're getting healthy. I don't see very many teams being able to compete with them. Lions. But Rams are going to get healthy at the right time. As long as they stay in this pattern, I think they're going to be dangerous in the postseason. But there you go. There's my picks. Very little recap. Let me know what you think. Who's your favorite team? Who do you got winning what? What do you think is going to be the game of the week? Let me know. All right. Thanks for watching. And until the next one, I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a great week, great month, whatever. But until my next one, I'll see you then. Later.